Here at the GOP convention in Tampa, joined by Senator Ron Johnson of the state of Wisconsin. Good to see you, sir.
Hi, Cameron. Glad to be here.
What do you think and how do you feel and how proud are you of Paul Ryan?
Well, incredibly proud. You know, one of the real pleasures of being elected as U.S. Senator from Wisconsin is I've had an opportunity to get to know Paul Ryan. And as America, across the nation gets to know Paul Ryan, they're going to see a very fine man that is not only knowledgeable about the budget, but from a personal basis, he puts faith and family first. From a standpoint of governing, he's going to put America first. I think that's incredibly important. Both Governor Romney and Paul Ryan, they're running to be president, vice president, not for the title, because they realize this country has serious problems, and they're going to fix the problems. And I think Paul was a fine pick. It was just an outstanding pick, because what it confirmed to me is what I already knew about Governor Romney, is that he is serious about fixing the problems. You don't pick Paul Ryan without being serious about providing real solutions. So I couldn't be more pleased. I'm very excited about this convention. I'm excited about November 2012.
You represent, of course, the entire state of Wisconsin, which includes Janesville, Wisconsin. Tell our listeners and our viewers about Janesville.
Well, Janesville has been a city that's really hurt. I mean, it's lost some big industry down there. The district that Paul runs in is a very evenly divided district. Generally it goes about 50-50. President Obama carried it. But when President Obama carried it, Paul won it with 64% of the vote. In the last election, Paul won by 68% of the vote. So, that's going to help. The Romney-Ryan ticket, or another name for that is the winning ticket. It's going to provide that winning margin, I think, in Wisconsin.
Recently in Wisconsin, you guys finally got the right for concealed carry, thanks to your governor. And the response has been so much that it overwhelmed the system. You didn't have enough people to process the applications. How does that make you feel, and are you proud to finally have concealed carry in Wisconsin?
Yeah, I think it's an important consideration. I've always felt that the people that ought to have a little concern are criminals, not law-abiding citizens. So it's been proven that concealed carry actually reduces crime. And so it is good that I think there's only one state left. It's our neighbors to the south.
Yeah. They're probably moving up to you guys in droves.
Yeah, well, I mean, their gun control hasn't worked too well in the city of Chicago, has it? I mean, those are devastating statistics there, quite honestly. So no, obviously I'm happy that Wisconsin's moving forward. Not only that issue, but Governor Walker, our state legislator, and then the voters of Wisconsin that supported those elected officials that had the courage to first of all acknowledge the problem, then make tough decisions, take tough votes to actually fix it. That's a really fine example for what we need to do in America. I mean, we need leadership. America hungers for leadership. It is what we are not getting out of President Obama. I mean, a quick example, his last two budgets. I mean, we are facing a financial calamity in this country. His last two budgets have had 3 votes in the United States Congress. Final vote tally, 0 to 610. Now that's far more than a political talking point. I want people to really think about that. The President of the United States, the person we're expecting to lead us out of this crisis, is putting forward plans that are so unserious, not a member of his own party are willing to give it a vote. Americans better think long and hard before even thinking about rehiring this man.
You talk about Scott Walker, but I was lucky enough to interview Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch. That is one impressive woman. She's got a huge future ahead of her.
Absolutely. She ran a pretty tough race in 2010 in terms of primary. She had we had phenomenal candidates in the Lieutenant Governor primary, and she emerged from that and has been just a really strong leader and has been right by Governor Walker's sides, through what I refer as the troubles.
The troubles? What a good way to put it. Sir, we're here in Florida, of course, a swing state. In NRA News, we're headquartered in Virginia. What is the key to a Romney-Ryan victory in these key swing states?
Well, again, it's about talking about the serious issues facing this nation, treating Americans as adults, giving them the respect of telling them the truth and saying here's the problem and here are our real solutions. It's what our president, what the Democrats in the Senate are not doing. Another little statistic: the Senate hasn't passed a budget in over 3 years. Now they're legally obligated to do so. Why aren't they passing a budget?
Senator, when you say, we hear that a lot, when they're legally obligated to do so.
There's no penalty.
That's the problem.
No
Can't you put a penalty in, or what does the American public have to do to get a penalty for no budget, because it's against the law?
The penalty needs to be a political penalty. They have to pay a price in November 2012. I mean, the solution to that problem is turn these folks out. Let's return true leadership to the presidency, and let's give Republicans a majority in the Senate. We will follow the leadership of the House Republicans that have actually passed budgets, who have put a plan on the table for the American public to actually evaluate. Republicans are willing to be held accountable. We're willing to be responsible. We're willing to provide leadership. The Democrats, President Obama, are not. That's a huge difference in this election.
When you see your approval numbers in Congress, they're nothing to write home about, sir.
Absolutely not.
When you read them, does it bother you? And what do you do to up those numbers personally?
Well, again, it's providing leadership. And I know President Obama likes to run against a do-nothing Congress. I mean, the reason we're a do-nothing Congress is because I serve in a do-nothing Democrat Senator Harry Reid Senate. That's the reason Congress isn't doing anything. You know, people talk to me, well, Senator, why won't you compromise? Hey, I'm willing to work with anybody that's willing to acknowledge the problem and work with me in good faith to solve it. The compromise should really start with Democrats in the Senate. You only need 51 votes to pass that budget. They have 53 senators. They ought to work together. They ought to work with their president to compromise on a budget that they can actually vote for. How about that? I mean, that's really the solution.
Tell me what you're most excited about here while you're in Tampa.
Well, again, I think this gives Governor Romney and Paul Ryan just a perfect chance, without the media filter, to reveal themselves to the American public, to show what fine, decent men both are, how they put faith and family first, how they're going to put America first, and this is a great opportunity to really kick off the 70-some days before the election. November is just crucial.
So you talk about the media filter. Last question. Before the hurricane was threatening and we had all the changes in the convention, the broadcast networks weren't going to broadcast the first night of the convention, which would have been tonight, which would have included Ann Romney's speech. How do you feel about that? Is it disrespectful? Is it just the economics of news? When CBS thinks it's a Hawaii 5-0 rerun is more important than what's going on tonight, what does that make you feel like?
Well, again, I'm a free market capitalist guy. That's the network's decision to make. I don't have a problem with that. We were going to change the schedule anyway to make sure that Ann Romney got to speak, because she will really solidify the American public behind the Mitt Romney team. She's a phenomenal person. And so, we'll be able to handle that. I'm not too upset about that.
All right, sir. Senator Ron Johnson, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a great day.